Alrighty, welcome!
What are you doing? What is that?
Hurry up, you fucking bitch. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go! Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 420 Friday edition of the Speed Dogs on Saturday. So we have a juicy episode. Brooke, back me up here.
It's juicy.
It's juicy. So on the
Lots
Speed
of
Dogs
juice.
today, we have lots of juice. Not, counting this orange juice that I'm
Juice.
currently drinking with ice. But yeah, we've got a juicy episode here. Lots of dramatics in the speedrunning community. And we also have an interview lined up that we'll be playing shortly with 8bitisgr8, and he was recently suspended from Twitch. And I've known him for a while. We kind of haven't talked in a while, and we did a live interview that's not live, and it'll be pre-recorded, and we'll stick that in the middle here. And also probably upload it as a separate clip as well. And then we also have some pretty nice exposure when it comes to two speedrunners. One you may have never heard of, and it's probably preferable that you keep it that way. And then the other that you probably have heard of, and that has been in the news quite a lot. And so as always, be sure to check out the Speed Dogs on speed.dog/speeddogs for all our prior episodes and clips. And let's just get straight into it. Do you have anything else to say, Brooke?
It's just Twitch drama. I mean, it'll pass. That's what they say.
Alright, so Caleb Hart has been banished from Twitch, and we do not know currently how long the banishment is for.
I have heard two conflicting information regarding the date. I heard either 5 days or a month. Who knows?
Who knows? So let's just look at the basic gist here is I've known Caleb for a while. I've known him since 2012, and the entire time, right, his persona is I am an alpha man, I'm a meathead, I work out, and I hate women, and I hate video games. Like, that's his fucking shit. Like, grr, I'm getting angry at video games, lol. And, like, that's basically his shtick. So, because he is popular on Twitch now, he wasn't always, but he has a large fucking ego. And this segment, by the way, I can hear myself.
Okay.
This segment's going to be devoted to a deep dive into showing you exactly what kind of person Caleb Hart is. And it's not good. He's not a good person. And I have some personal stories that I'll throw in after we get to the facts. So essentially, Caleb, as you can maybe see here at the top right of that clip, is a very pale white guy. And what do very pale white guys love to do? They love to say the N-word. So let's play this clip here. And the clip is the one on the page.
Gotcha.
So he's in a conversation on Discord with Carcinogen. And I can get into Carcinogen another time. Carcinogen is kind of like a similar kind of person to Caleb. Also has a pretty big ego, is also kind of lame.
And how much can they lift, though?
Huh?
How much can they lift?
Carcinogen can't lift a fucking bag of potato chips, let me tell you. But yeah, so obviously, I want to say, for example, for reference, no one is really talking about this that I've seen, but I would say Caleb and Carcinogen are both equally as dumb. I think, personally, like, if Caleb is going to face a punishment for this, I think Carcinogen should as well, because the idea here is that it is a moral failure to say this kind of shit, and that is just straight up how it is. Now, you can disagree, you can say, oh, it's a private conversation. It's not a private conversation.
What about the context here, Andrew?
The context?
What about the context?
It's not a private conversation when you show your Discord on stream, and it's also not a private conversation when, like, you're a public person, like, who has said this stuff many, many times in the past. So Yeah, basically he accidentally brings up Discord, and then accidentally, he's like, oh, let me close it, and that's that. Afterward, he got banned. And this article is kind of shitty because like it's kind of airing on his side, which is really dumb. But I mean, it's the only one I could find that had the clip in it.
There's a really good line here where it compares like sexual content to like straight up like racism.
Yeah, they're both definitely the same thing.
Very, very similar.
So now Caleb Hart, right, upon understanding that he's been banished, got very upset. And when you get upset, generally the ideal response is to post a video on Twitter. And so he posted a video 22 hours ago. And let's just watch this video. You have the video, Brooke?
I do not have the video.
You do not have the... Well, get the fucking video. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
I'm looking.
Literally go get the video. Unprepared co-host here. So...
I have the video. I have found it.
Now, I want to just, play a majority of this video, if not all of it, just because this video is the worst thing... Also, I fucked up my other screen there. My bad. The worst thing I've ever seen. Well... I've seen some worse things we'll be shown later, but the worst thing I've ever seen, personally.
And this is a direct response.
This is his official direct response in public. So keep in mind, Caleb is the kind of guy that has a public persona and a private persona, and they're both almost identical. So this is his attempt triumphantly to apologize for his mistakes, update his fans, and let everyone know what he's learned. So let's play the video.
Alright, so the past couple days, you guys have been probably wondering where the streams have been. But most importantly, why is my Twitch account removed from Twitch? Some of you know why, some of you don't. Not going to go into full detail about it.
Pause.
However...
Can we talk about that Yu-Gi-Oh card in the background? Like, if you're gonna have
the Yu-Gi-Oh card,
if you're gonna have a Yu-Gi-Oh card plastered on your wall, can you make it a good one? Like Serpent Knight Dragon, something like, what the fuck is that? Literally, like, what is that card? Like, it might as well not exist. It's that bad. All right, play.
I just want to be thankful for everybody who has been super supportive during it.
Supportive.
It's got my back. I owe the world to you, so thank you. Once again,
what?
There's going to be a lot of negative comments.
In these hard pressing times.
There's going to be a lot of positive stuff as well. So I thank you for that.
Pause it. So, there's going to be a lot of negative comments. See, this is something that I want to try to explain to people that aren't familiar with streaming. So I've been a streamer for 6 years-ish. 7 maybe? What day is it? I've been a streamer for a while now. About 7 years. So this is basically what he's doing is he's hoping no one looks up the scoop, and he's trying to get out ahead of the drama. So this update thing was made very shortly after the ban happened. It's actually pretty funny because in the interview that we recorded with 8bit, was when I first got the news that Caleb was banned, and that was like as it happens, and I mentioned it like in the interview. So look out for that later.
My impression at the time was that somebody else had like put the word on his channel, and it was not him. Mm-hmm. Was my impression.
Yeah, so, and then very shortly afterward, he made this video. So, like, this is him trying to basically damage control and, like, control the narrative as to what he has done and as the kind of person he is. So, let's just continue playing.
He knows he needs an apology, and then he needs a video.
Yeah, and this is neither of those things. This is not a video or an apology. This is just garbage. All right, play.
But, I will say this. Spreading negativity about this is not going to make the situation better. It's only going to make it worse. 2 wrongs do not make a right.
Pause. Okay, so first of all, before I get into this heaping helping of fucking bullshit, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Okay, buddy. Can we talk about the fact that he's got a cat on him? Like, Like, can we talk about this? Like, this is literally, like, I guarantee you he talked to someone and someone gave him that recommendation. I guarantee it. At some point. Maybe not here. Maybe he's done the cat thing in previous videos like this. I don't know. I don't pay attention to this guy. He's a fucking moron. But, like, having a cat crawl all over you while trying to explain how not terrible you are, pretty fucking funny.
It really takes the focus away from, like, the actual problem, which is, like, you are apologizing and you're not, like, it's not kitty time.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
So he also is basically not apologizing and basically telling people not to talk about it because two wrongs don't make a right. But it's like, what does that mean, two wrongs? Like, what is the other wrong? So, like, this is like the classic centrist bullshit where, like, people compare, like, Nazis and Antifa. Oh, you know, it's just two sides, both sides. So you have one, the racist, meathead bigot, and then two, someone pointing it out. Both sides! Oh, I don't know! So it's like this side, and it's like...
negativity.
Like, what does that mean, negativity? Dude, you got fucking exposed. Own up to it. Like, my god. Fucking negativity. Alright, play.
And, hey. One last thing I want to say is, this has been a learning experience for me, and most importantly, I want this to be a learning experience for everybody watching this video as well. So, as far as the suspension date goes...
Alright, pause. A learning experience for
That's
anyone
a
watching
really
this
bad
video.
way to
How does
do
that...
that.
Okay, a learning experience for people that are watching this video, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What do you mean a learning experience? You can't learn from something unless you identify what you're learning from. Like, it's like, what? Like, if he would have said something like, oh yeah, I used inappropriate language and I, understand it was dumb and I just didn't really understand it because I'm white and I'm a privileged jackass with no actual issues in my life whatsoever and everything just goes my way because I'm a fucking pretty boy. Like if that's what he said and then said, well, now I learned, and I understand my place in society and, like, understand what things I can get away with and what I can't get away with and acknowledge those things and then say it's a learning experience, and then we're having a different conversation. But he did not even identify the problem. He didn't identify the problem. He just said, both sides, don't be negative. I learned. Like, what did you learn? What did you learn, bitch? And it's also really funny how, like, unscripted this is and how bad it is. Like, I know Caleb's not a smart guy. Like I understand that, but, like, you'd think, right? You'd at least attempt to come up with something to say before you press record. Like, you know what I mean? Like a notepad, like, you just write something down. But no, he's just fucking saying literal, like, gobshite. So let's just fucking play.
Sure.
Wait.
Hopefully it
Wait.
will be...
Another reason why it's a learning experience for you and me thing is bad is because, like, it just allows the viewer to kind of just, like, whatever they want to think. Like, that just kind of validates that, it's like this is a learning experience. Well,
it's a learning experience for you, but not for me.
Experience, like, as in, like, I hate Twitch kind of thing, and, like, this is stupid. That's their learning experience, and you are not really, like,
100%, 100%. He's not, like, he's not fairly saying anything. He's just saying, I got banned on Twitch. It's a learning experience.
Right.
And we will scroll through the comments and replies shortly, but let's just finish up the video.
Okay, we'll see what the good viewers here, what learning experience they've taken away from this is.
Yeah. All right, let me finish this.
Very
30
soon.
seconds-ish.
I definitely want to get back in action.
Back in action.
But during this time, I've had time to reflect, think about just everything. So, thank you guys for being patient with me. And when I know when I can come back, I will let you guys know. So, thank you guys for just being there. You have yourselves a great weekend.
Okay. So I just want to note for posterity, his banner used to have his sponsor where my mouse is on the screen, but he changed his banner. Like, last night we checked this, and then this morning it's different. So I just want to say it's most likely confirmed he got kicked out of his sponsorship. Would it Counter League something?
Yeah, Counter Logic Gaming.
Counter Logic, yeah.
They're sponsoring a lot of like, brand speedrunners that, like, play popular games or, like, have, like, large streams and large, like, I don't know. It's like, I'm not entirely sure, but, like, there's, like, a presence that they, like, go look for, and Anyways, it's besides the point.
So let's look at the comments here. You have people saying, "Oh, this sucks. I hate society," and then comparing like saying something is gay with, you know, just literally just saying a word that you don't need to say. Like, what is this? Everyone who's been around your channel for some time knows you're an amazing guy with a heart of gold. A heart of fucking gold.
Heart of gold.
Heart of fucking gold. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You have a heart of gold for people of your preferred race. I like that one. But we're going to get into some more interesting materials here. A heart of fucking gold. The bottom line, you shouldn't have been suspended. Like, Jesus fuck.
Heart of gold.
This shit is just fucking cringe.
Did your parents really not teach you to say that?
So, now, you make the worst video of all time, right? The worst apology video of all time, and you pin it to your fucking shit. So what do? Immediately afterward, you make a follow-up video. So let's watch the follow-up video.
I have not seen the follow-up video.
Brooke has not seen the follow-up video. It's just this. Just go to his
I heard
Twitter.
there was sad music.
There is sad music in this follow-up video.
So, what the fuck happened on the couch?
He does a little stream thing where he like breaks the couch and like it's a big thing.
No, but like it's actually broken. Like it's broken. The couch is broken.
Yeah, that's his thing. Anyway, so do you have the video up?
I have the video up.
All right. This is how a real man apologizes. All right, play. It's not playing.
Just want to add to
Help.
the last one.
All right, there it is. Fucking Twitter videos, dude.
I know
Holy
they're
shit.
buffering like crazy.
Oh my god, it's because we hit play at the same time. Twitter can't handle it. Okay, it's on. Is yours on?
What is it?
Is it on?
It's on for me. Okay, I just can't rewind. Alright, don't watch the first 4 seconds. It just doesn't work.
Want me to start at 4 seconds?
Yes, this is how you make... The media could not be played. Can you fuck off? Alright, play. Alright.
What I said was not meant in a hateful manner, and I do apologize for anybody that I did offend. Okay?
Pause. Okay, so he's not apologizing for his actions. He's apologizing for offending people. Those are two different things. One acknowledges the mistake. One doesn't. He is not acknowledging that he made a mistake. He's excusing his behavior and doubling down on it, saying, "Oh, I wasn't being hateful, and I'm sorry if you got offended." That's not an apology. So we're 16 seconds in, and this is already a shit fucking fire. So are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Play.
You know, I've seen some people say, "Well, he didn't. You know, this video wasn't in any apology." You know, the last video was definitely an implied apology. But if you need me to
Pause it.
say it,
Pause it. Pause it.
Stop!
Okay. Okay. First of all, the music. He overlaid, like,
Is this
fucking...
Minecraft music?
It sounds like maybe Resident Evil. I don't know. Some shitty fucking, like, music, right? And then he's like, "Oh, my video was an implied apology. I am very smart. I'm not racist, and sorry if you got offended." Like, God, I hate this guy. Alright, let's play.
yes, I am sorry. Okay, and again, I don't know when the suspension will be lifted, but as soon as I know, I will get back to you guys. I will keep you updated when I can do my next stream. But until then, I'm probably just going to disconnect myself from Twitch and a little bit from Twitter, and, you know, just use this time to kind of reflect and just think. Think. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? So, again, I'm sorry. So, yeah.
So hard to
when
watch.
Twitch does get back to me on my lift of the suspension, I will let you guys know, and we're gonna come back and I'm gonna stream really fucking hard, and I'm gonna do it like I've never done before. We're gonna be bigger, we're gonna be better, stronger, smarter, faster, literally in a sense of speedrunning. Yeah, I'm not gonna let this keep me down, and yeah, I await my return. So
Do you know what I think this
Guys,
is?
have a great weekend.
What?
Thank
You know how keeps in contact with his like manager, like CLG manager. I think this is like a you should do this kind of thing. Like
100%. 100%, yeah. Like, he probably got told, like, yeah, that shit's not enough. You're gonna have to do something a little bit better, buddy. But, like, okay. This whole video, it does not acknowledge the problem. It scapegoats the problem. It immediately says that he's not learning from the problem, and then he's just talking about himself.
right,
Like, that's
there's
all it
a
is.
large portion of this where it's like I'm like where it's like all like stream based, where it's like I just want to get back into streaming.
Yeah, it's like this person has not learned a fucking thing. And before we end this, so a mysterious source sent me some images from his Discord server, and very, very, very shocking images that I must say. So
They're actually quite shocking. Like,
so for anyone who's claiming that, oh, he's just saying the N-word because, you know,
like,
it's
he
just
says,
a
like,
gamer word,
friend
you know, he's just saying a
like,
gamer word.
yeah.
For anyone saying, oh yeah, he's got a heart of gold and he's like a cool person, I say otherwise. So here is a compilation of images on Imgur, of him insulting, demeaning, and attacking trans women, including myself, by the way, and also allowing all of his users to do the same with no actual moderation.
And in fact, he not only like recognizes like what it is, he directs them to other channels to like continue like this type of
So,
speech
yes, okay,
with
so
less regulation.
Let me
With, like,
point
it's already,
out
like, less, like, regulated.
let me point out the key images here. So this is like if you watched the last episode of Speed Dogs, we talked about the Frame Fatales, which is the new GDQ Women event, and of course his 2 cents, Caleb Hart, the Heart of Gold, the greatest, nicest speedrunner, is just saying, if these people are indeed females, then great, but that won't be the case. Implying trans women aren't women, and saying that it's just going to be a bunch of those darn transes. Just disgusting. And then he's him talking about the EB community. I don't really know what the EB community is, but he just like, oh, it's just the EB community filled with trans. So
I think it has one trans runner, maybe 2.
What is EB?
Earthbound?
Really? That okay. Anyway, this is him misgendering me. Keep in mind, I've been out for over 2 years, right? I've been on hormones for almost 2 years. This is not new. Then this is a very interesting. I want this to be one of the main screenshots we talk about here. The first mistake is going trans, someone says, and then Caleb cuts him off, or them, I don't want to assume. Okay, no, not here. That's a topic for the other channel. Now, I don't know what kind of other channel this guy is propagating here, but like this in and of itself, combined with everything else that are in the public channels, makes me think Caleb Hart is got a lot hiding. And I would love to find out what he's got, and I'm going to try my hardest to find out what he's got hiding there. Because if he's not going to acknowledge his problems and his behavior, then he's not changed. You can't make an apology that like discredits everything you've done and then not actually change any behavior.
Right,
You know what I
can't
mean?
make an apology and then leave this here. Like you can't really do that, you know.
You have to at least acknowledge, you know, oh yeah, by the way, I used to hate trans people, and I still do, but I'm gonna not say it as much, at the very least. Like, can we get that at the very fucking least? But let's just look at the rest of this fucking channel. This is him talking about me, and of course misgendering me. 2 years, by the way, after, you know, starting my transition. And then someone in his chat, like, just says, oh yeah, maybe I'll just hack his website. His being me, of course, because they're all misgendering me, because why not? Oh, you know, I'll just hack the website. That's weird. That's weird. I mean, like, you'd think if you see that message, you'd delete it, but here, you know, here it is being screenshotted months later, so that's weird. And then this is a bunch of other general behavior of his Discord. Just like vehement hatred for trans people. It's legitimately disgusting. And keep in mind, this is the public channel. Caleb Hart has literally said that there's a private channel specifically for this topic, and yet this is what's in the public channel. So keep that in fucking mind. You know what I mean? Like, keep that in fucking mind. This is what this guy's okay with having public. Imagine what he's like okay with having private. Like, just imagine that. I don't want to show everything in here just because it does get like really gross. But if you do want to find the album, you can look for it yourself. It gets to the point where they like start posting like old images of trans women and make fun of them for not looking like women. And it's like, if you're going to post an image of me 5 years ago, like, I'm not going to look like a woman because I wasn't transitioning. Like, it's just those kinds of things that people do to just like denigrate and like fucking invalidate people that they've never talked to, they don't have any relationship with, they just hate them because someone on the internet told them it's okay. So here's the problem with Caleb. He's not acknowledging his behavior. He's a popular streamer who has participated in these discussions himself, providing an enabling safe space for right-wing edgelords who want to hurt and attack other people to feel like they can get away with it. They have, oh yeah, so, you know, I'm just going to go to this Discord and talk about how much I'm going to trigger some trannies. And it's like, congratulations. Like, this is your community. This is his fucking community. It is disgusting. He is an absolutely disgusting fucking creature. Do you have anything else to add, Brooke?
I find it interesting how a lot of these people, like, a lot of them really hate women on Twitch who have, like, a secret Snapchat where they, like, have, like, lewd images on that, like, it's, like, paid content. This is almost, like, the same thing, except the paid content and the hidden content is just, like, bigotry and, like, an out for people to, like, harass and, like, just, like, be horrible people.
Like, that's the
It's
thing. Like, he understands
like,
it. Like, you can see this image that he understands it. Like, he knows this isn't okay to have in public, yet he still allows it and makes a separate fucking channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I think this is, like, really common where, like, streamers will have a persona on Twitch where they'll drop, like, keywords and stuff where people are that are in the know, like, understand what he's saying. So, like, when he says he wants to be smarter with a stream, I'm not entirely sure what that means.
It doesn't mean anything.
Like, I'm gonna be smarter by not getting banned, and then we'll be smarter on Discord, and we'll.
He's gonna hide his power level, like a Sir Nar White Goose.
Right, it's like that kind of thing where it's like that's really not okay because like
he's not acknowledging the like problems, and he's just saying it's okay.
People like just kind of like further into this because they'll think he's like a cool dude, and then they'll. Like, oh, cool speedrunner, cool dude. They go into his Discord and they're like, oh, this stuff, and then like they'll like kind of get a little more interested, and then like it's just like a lot of lies, a lot of like misrepresentation, just like a lot of like transphobia and bigotry, just like veiled as like intellectualism, and it's like really bad.
Speaking of really funny, here's him crying in his Discord. After all the news came out. So I really love the idea of him saying that his CLG manager made a joke about it, and yet he still got dropped from CLG. I find that pretty funny. Like, oh yeah, they find it hilarious. That's why they fucking got me out of their fucking partnership. Oh my god. But you can note, by the way, that all the people reacting to this are all the same people in the Imgur album, you know? They all hate trans people, they all hate black people, they all hate anyone that's not a straight white man, maybe some Asians because they all love anime. And that's just that. Like, it's a safe space for fucking right-wing edgelord losers to talk about how much they hate other people. I don't have anything else to say.
It's honestly just like disappointing because I don't know. You really don't expect this kind of stuff to be public, and you really don't expect it to be this like out in the open and like supported when it's just so harmful and hateful.
I literally can't believe these people. It's like actually ridiculous. I fucking hate gamers. Speaking of gamers that I hate,
It just never ends, right?
I received some very interesting materials on another gamer, a one WQQQQWRT, just an info dump from his Discord, that I wanted to go over because I find it really strange.
Again, this is all out in the open, right? Like,
These are in public channels. Just go in, search, and boom. So apparently there's some guy who's been writing fan fiction about the ways he'd love to kill me, like over the course of like several weeks, and then like telling people to like also attack me. Keep in mind, this isn't a public Discord, and this is also stuff that's been acknowledged and then just has been given the green light by all the moderators. Keep that in mind. And it's just weird the kinds of things like people will say about me, like in the comfort of their safe spaces. Like for example, TB303. Like, I know this person. Like, they used to watch me play Time Splitters. Like, what is this comment? She claims that she's on hormone therapy. Like, bitch, I literally fucking take pills on stream all the fucking time. What is this like I just don't understand. Like, I forgot to take my pills today, actually, so.
God damn it.
Like, this kind of stuff is just weird. I don't understand, like, people who just make things up and, like, who write in ways that just don't mean anything. Like, why would you say claims? Like, this person literally watched my stream for a significant, like, amount of time. Like, less than a year ago. Like, less than a few months ago, even. I didn't even know that they were a WQ weirdo. But, so, like, while this person's, like, an active participant in my stream, they're writing in other Discords, like, conspiratorial shit. Like, oh, yeah, she might be on hormones. I don't know. She claims. Like, that's so weird. But, yeah, I'd like... You know, here's a little image of WQ just being openly transphobic. I love how WQ loves to say that, you know, he's not transphobic and he doesn't do politics, which is weird because, you know, human rights aren't necessarily politics.
It's weird because his viewers certainly love to do politics.
Yeah, and then he also, like, talks about how much he hates trans people all the time. So, I mean, I think this is interesting. I think it's very weird that WQ has these kinds of people in his Discord and around him that circulate him.
Yeah, it's certainly strange. I mean, I wouldn't have any idea why that would be the case.
Yeah, normal people generally don't have people writing fan fiction about murdering people, like, normally.
What's really strange is that someone made a post about him on our speedrun, and I pointed out that they were not exactly the best person, and I got heavily downvoted, so that's quite strange. And I was pointed out that I was the negative one.
Yep, you're negative.
Although I don't think I ran a Discord server where I let people write fan fiction about like murdering people, especially like other speedrunners.
Yeah, and they just all happen to be transgender. Weird.
Yeah,
Coincidence.
strange.
I don't know why that would happen. Like, I don't know. It's just gross. I also find it really funny how, like, a lot of WQ fans are people that used to watch my stream when I had, like, a no-ban policy. And it's just, like, a lot of these people never even said shit, like, even remotely this bad. And I find it hilarious that, like, all they need, like, the only thing, like, for these people to go from just being, like, oh, I just like saying cuss words to, oh, I want to kill all transgender people, is just, like, someone else saying it first. Like, just being in an environment where someone says that to them first, and I go like, I know how to be edgy. And it's like a fucking drug addiction, you know? Like, the people that used to say, like, oh, you know, gay people are silly, just like, you know, you don't get the same rush when you just keep saying gay people are silly, so you have to eventually say, oh, you know, gay people are kind of weird, maybe they shouldn't be married. Oh, maybe I want to fucking murder them. Oh, let me write detailed fan fiction about me murdering them, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it seems like. It seems like people that just, like, get a good rush making other people upset.
Mm-hmm.
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to comment on this because it's just like it's that awful that like it's like really difficult, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sad. Speaking of sad, let's move on to something I found very, very interesting. So let me take a quick screenshot of this real quick. Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna take a screenshot. I don't need to. Who is this guy? Do you have a Twitter? What is this guy's Twitter?
Twitter? I do not have a Twitter.
The
but
Twist
I
guy?
found one. This Week in Science. Oops.
Does he not have a Twitter? What is it? His name is... I don't want to say his name, even though it's like all public. But...
There might not be a Twitter.
Alright, well, I got his YouTube.
And we should be live. YouTube should be taking.
Oh my god. Alright, so this is the guy that runs the This Week in Speedrunning podcast. And this guy, did an episode on the Phantasy Star shit that we covered.
Yeah.
So,
Vio was on,
I was like...
this show as well.
Yeah, so Vio was on there and I wanted to look at it. So I tried to join the guy's Discord and weird, within 5 minutes I'm banned. Just instantly banned. So I'm like, that's weird. And it's also weird because this guy's a huge Jordan Peterson fan and loves free speech. So I mean that's kind of weird. So I mean
he doesn't love free speech. He hates government compelled speech.
Right, that is true. Whatever that means.
I'm feeling very compelled to speak certain ways because of the government.
I love when the government compels me. But I mean, I think it's weird that you'd host a podcast and ban people who might be interested in communicating with you. That just seems weird. I don't know. That's weird. I just wanted a little note here.
A little weird.
It is a little weird.
Because we're not going to get any crossover episodes. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think there's going to be any This Week in Speed Dogs.
This Week in Speed Dogs.
But yeah, anyway, so we are going to take a break and we're going to play the interview with 8bit on his GDQ suspension, and then we have a little bit of a bonus segment where we unleash some more personal attacks on bigots. So hopefully you enjoy, and afterwards we'll be getting to the political segment where we will be discussing some very breaking news. So tune in. Point at point.
Oh, shit.
One. Okay, so we are bringing you back. This is the Speed Dogs, episode 8, and so we have some guests here. This is going to be an episode devoted toward a one 8bitisgr8 who was recently suspended from Games Done Quick. The X4, Mega Man X4 and Mega Man X5 runs have been removed from the schedule. I don't know what they've been replaced with. I'm not sure if anyone knows. I'm not sure if anyone cares.
Yeah, I haven't checked.
And so we're also being joined by 8bit's accomplice, ShadowZero, who may or may not be here. Hello, ShadowZero.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Okay, so yeah, so 8bit has been essentially called out for some antics, and
They've been censored?
8bit's free speech has been censored yet again.
Oh no, my free speech.
And so 8bit, would you like, this is your opportunity to explain the situation on the Speed Dogs with an audience of potentially thousands?
So I'll give the scoop on the basic GDQ lore or whatever. So basically, I got X4 and 5 in. I just kind of submitted them as a joke and didn't really think anything of it. I've had a run in GDQ kind of before. I did X4 0 any % for HRDQ, but that was an online marathon. And I planned on going to last SGDQ 18, but I never did because I didn't have the money. But this year, I definitely planned on going, and I had some runs in, so I was very excited. But I was pretty much checking all day Reddit, and even though I hate Reddit, and GDQ's site and GDQ's Twitter to see when the schedule came out, and it didn't. It got delayed by a few hours, and I was pretty worried. But I'm almost positive that I was one of the reasons why it was delayed a few hours. So basically, a certain user who we'll get into later reported me for some not nice comments that I made some years ago, some pretty hateful shit that I don't like at all anymore or support in any fashion. But I mean, so that's basically the general idea. Is they found some really shitty stuff I posted on my Twitter that I should be held accountable for. And I'm okay with this ban for that reason, but the motives behind it are a little fuzzy.
All right. So I'm familiar with, saying, interesting things, so to speak, in the past, and getting called out for it. So I mean, the main thing, in my opinion, is that you acknowledge and rectify the mistakes. And from talking to you for the past week, it seems like you're on the right track. This is an opportunity for growth.
I agree.
And that's it. So you made this paste bin here. Would you like to go over that?
Okay, hold up. So this paste bin is very long-winded. I typed, okay, so after I found out... Yeah, but, well, let me explain a little bit. I mean long-winded as in, like, it's 2 sentences and then, like, 900 sentences and then, like, 2. So...
The old 902 trick?
Yeah, the classic. That's how you get good scare of it, 100% right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so... After I heard about the GDQ ban, I was, as most people would be, very, very stressed, very anxious, very, worried, thinking what's going to happen in the future. What's the deal here?
When I got my GDQ ban, I was worrying about, similar things.
Being yourself.
Yeah. So basically, I couldn't sleep at all. I didn't sleep Sunday night. I slept 3 hours barely, and then the next night I was talking to Cyber for a hot 3 hours. So I also slept 3 hours, and I wrote this after that, and I wrote this in school. Didn't pay attention to any of my classes.
So can we take a note here?
I am a senior, by the way.
Can we take a note here? GDQ is now responsible for the educational failure of 8bitisgr8.
No, that's on me.
Like, what is the process here? Like, do they just not give you proper info?
The process is like
slow roll you.
They don't tell you fucking anything, and what they do tell you is cryptic and like vague and like with a lot of ifs and buts and like
they tell you very little, like to use to whoever is being banned, but they don't release it to the public at all. It's completely on who's banned, aka on me, to release that to the public, and I have chosen to do so through this pastebin. So I basically explain how I started speedrunning when I was 12.
I remember those days, yes.
Yes, you do. So I basically just talk about how I started speedrunning with, just because of my obsession with Mega Man. And I would just look up Mega Man games in the Twitch directories, and, like pretty soon after I found Sneaks because I looked up X4. And so Sneaks was my first exposure to speedrunning, which, yikes. But
could always be worse.
I don't know about that one. After that, I found Cyber.
Oops.
Yeah, so I guess that is that what you meant by it could be worse?
Well, I mean, no.
Anyway. Yeah, no. I also agree. So yeah, a lot of the chat rooms I was in and stuff, I really would post some really, really edgy shit.
Oh yeah.
I was very young. I don't think that's an excuse in the slightest. But to give context, I was very young. Posting this garbage. But I didn't really I started speedrunning pretty much immediately, and I didn't really stream until 2015, until like late 2015. And I never really promoted this behavior on my stream at all. I just kind of shit posted in people's chats, which, you know, obviously is still not good. I don't agree with any of the shit I posted. But basically it all came to a boil in 2017, which is not that long ago, and I will admit that that's not that long ago, of course. With StreamMe, my community started to get really toxic and hate for a specific individual, which I think is warranted, but not in the way that we went about it. And so, like, do you want to get into that at all right now, or no?
I'd like to keep the personal attacks for another
Okay. So
point.
with StreamMe, it was very, as I wrote in here, like, it wasn't, StreamMe was not as restrictive as Twitch at all. So it really let the
Something like that.
toxicity run rampant, and I didn't really do anything about it until, you know, later when I switched back to Twitch, because I was fucking done with StreamMe. I was sick of their shit. I
Yeah,
was sick of the people on there.
StreamMe, I also want to say that StreamMe does have the aspect and angle of getting paid for the amount of
Yeah.
chat messages you have. So, I mean, and I was definitely among 8bit's little, you know, thinking process here of, like, you know, whatever is getting you chat messages, hit it up, who cares? And
Yeah, for sure.
when you don't really care is the problem, because, you know, obviously, you know, things being said aren't the greatest, but when you don't care, it's just like, you know, whatever. But, like,
Yeah.
caring is something you definitely should think about doing. And it
Yeah.
seems that 8bit's
So
doing that as
so
well, which is good.
after I left StreamMe, I really did and have tried to change my chat for the better. And in the past just 2 days, I think I've banned like 7 people from my server. I know a lot of people are very mad at me for this already, but the type of users that continue to stick around with this behavior, I really don't like. For instance, there's certain people that, you know, I may have found funny in the past that I just straight up don't now. And there's a lot of them, in my opinion, that have gotten edgier. Meanwhile, I have gotten less edgy. So we've just drifted, and, you know, they constantly slander me and call me an SJW over the past few days.
So, I
Just
mean,
shit up my
Is
whole
that-
chat
is this
as
real?
bad as
it's
possible.
it's
Yeah.
the same group.
My
It's the
God.
same group that's been doing this to me as well, for the most part. You know, 8bit and I have known each other for a while, so it's mostly the same people. I don't want to get into them because they're just kind of like
Yeah.
irrelevant
Yeah.
creatures of the night, and not in the cool way. But it's just essentially a bunch of people who are, like, privileged and just will never have to really be held accountable for their actions because they're just nobodies. You know, versus people that actually just want to grow up and, like, move on. You know what I mean? Like, these are people that are, like, stuck in the careless childhood
Yeah.
phase,
Like-
and, like, it tornadoes because, like, they just have no connection to the outside world at all in any meaningful way. It just kind of, like, spirals into, like, more and more destructive over time. And then with the cultural shifts of, like, you know, global fascism on the rise, like, it's just a natural, like, they just
Yeah.
drift that way.
I agree. Like, I think in general, just like general's fine. It's, you know, it's fun, it's whatever. But I think when you take it to that extreme is where I, you know, get a problem with it. I don't think anyone in here doesn't like shit posting. You know, it's fun to, you know, just
Yeah, it's fun
fuck
to
around.
just, like, you know,
But
jerk off
yeah, it's fun-
on
it's fun
webcam.
to fuck around.
Like, you
it's
know,
fun.
whatever.
It's fun to fuck around with it to an extent. But like when it starts getting, you know, into straight racism and straight, like, promotion of fascism, like I just can't, like.
Oh, yeah,
just
I'm
not
only
okay
going
with that,
to
and I haven't been okay with that
ironically-
in a long time. And,
Ironically
you know,
support the genocide of entire populations.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
ironically.
I just ironically hate minorities, you know.
Yeah, I'm just ironically gonna commit hate crime.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I mean, no, it is childlike behavior for a reason. And you know, it's good that you're growing up. You know, it's good. I think most people should grow up, myself included. And you know, once you really just kind of understand what's out there, you know, stuff gets a lot less entertaining. And do you have anything else you want to say, 8bit, as far as like a
Yeah,
statement
like-
goes, or
Like in general, like I'm really sorry for all those I disappointed, for all those I hyped up with this shit. You know, I think my toxic behavior is, in the past has this completely warranted. I'm very okay with this ban. I wanted to try to talk to staff a little bit about the future, but I'm not fighting this ban in any way, shape, or form. I think it's completely deserved for me. So yeah, that's basically it.
so
on
you're
this
not
front.
gonna pull a CDG EXE and get lawyers?
Yeah. So are you sure you haven't like called a lawyer yet?
Fucking lawyers.
Have you made like a Twitter like pinned post where you like
I can't do that because I'm
Chat
banned
and,
from
like,
Twitter.
slander.
Have you made
like,
a
a few
paste
people-
bin talking about how, like, your mental health issues led to you doing everything the way you did, and how?
No,
it's
I didn't make a paste bin about why I've been grinding so hard and why I needed to cheat for this run.
yeah, no, I
And
get
then,
I get you.
Base score on guy.
But yeah, no, I mean it's good. I'm happy for everyone involved here. And I'm sure that the cringers are gonna be getting their hands on this little bit of audio here. So, leave them alone.
Oof.
Eric, you've been kind of silent here. You want to say anything about 8-bit scenario, or are you just gonna? Who's dying? Was someone dying?
No. Really, in particular, honestly, I can agree. 2015, 2014 was not a very good year, especially when it came to just being a shit poster and everything like that. But yeah, I'll agree with it. There's things I regret that I've said, but like you can't really like necessarily take them back. Like once it's said, it's said, it's done, it's there on the internet, it's forever.
Mm-hmm.
But the least I can do is own up to that mistake, and this individual will try to take that advantage and use it against. But yeah, I just agree on that sentiment points. But as soon as we get to the individual, I'll go into it.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think rehabilitation is the key. Like, there's no point in
I
calling
agree.
people out if you don't give them room to improve. Like, when
I
people
agree.
improve, that's when they're on your team. Like, there is no reason to hound people after
Right,
they... Like, it's not like, it like 8-bit or, myself is like Mitch McConnell and, like, responsible for killing literally millions of people. Like, it's not like that.
Oh no,
And-
yeah.
Like, I mean, for some people, it's more of a gray area, but I mean, like, personally, in the battlefield of ideas, it's a win. So
Gotta pick your battles, like, you know what I mean?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of moral purists that like to pretend like they've never done anything wrong ever. And I think that stuff's just silly.
I
Like-
have the high ground.
You can criticize people. You can criticize people, but like when you spend most of your time criticizing certain groups over certain groups, it shows a lot about your character.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
No, but another thing I wanted to touch up on, yeah, when 8-bit got into the discussion about just because we started getting rid of the toxicity that came into the community or like our little like niche group, a bunch of people just started just calling us a bunch of shit for it. And
one thing that's very
which
important.
is
Yeah,
To
I wanna,
understand-
This is actually my. I want to actually debut this as my coming out as an SJW. I think it's a big moment for me.
But yeah, no, one thing that is going to be something you're going to have to deal with, 8-bit, is most likely a lot of these people won't leave you alone. And what they're going to do is they're going to use your past against you. Because, like, the right, like, doesn't have any sort of moral compass, you know what I mean? So, like, they're going to go on places like Reddit or, wherever, and they're just going to, like, post the shit that you've done and say how awful it is or whatever just to get other people to hate you. So, like, you have to, like, be prepared to deal with that. I'm just giving you a little bit of advice.
Yeah, that's true. Except I don't support Reddit because it's an inherently garbage site. So
I agree.
I wanted
But
to
I'm
support
just
that.
saying, like, those people don't care. They don't have a moral compass.
Oh, of
and
course. No. It's not like it. Yeah, no. I see what you're getting at. They're not trying to actually expose hatred or any racism or bigotry. They're just using it to fuck you over. That's their entire goal. They don't care about any
100%.
morals. The entire point is to fuck you over as hard as they possibly can.
Yeah,
I mean-
100%.
I mean, shit. Even when I first met 8-bit, I was just told to stay away from you fuckers the entire time. So,
Maybe you should
Right.
have.
but
Yeah, that's common.
But but no, I stuck around. It hasn't been that bad.
It's been pretty
For the most
bad,
part.
but I mean,
It's been pretty bad the past few days. I don't know about that.
I was also told to stay away from cyber. So,
oops.
oops. Yeah.
Oops.
Who knows?
Uh-oh.
All
Speaking
right.
of oops. Uh-oh. When is Eminem?
Is this a call-out post? Am I being called out on my own show?
Sure, why not? I mean, I did 2 runs and beat some rando dude who did 3 runs.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I have work, but have you seen it? I have 19 deaths in the forklift part. It's pretty base.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing more M&M's runs, but then it had me thinking I have to do M&M's runs, and then I'm like,
I like that joke.
it's not a joke.
I like that jump was actually chibi, but known cheater.
Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I think this is so far so good. Good talk, good conversation, good statements.
Good vibes. Positive vibes.
I think we should jump into the fun half of this argument or interview.
All right,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
very ready for this part.
So, I just want to say, myself, I'm not sure about Brooke, but she's going to be guilt by association here. I personally endorse personal attacks of any and all kinds when they're against bad people. So, we're going to be jumping into some personal attacks here. And we're going to be jumping in with some very warranted personal attacks against a certain user, of which this user is someone who thinks that they're a good person, genuinely. So they're not. This person isn't someone who's delusional, like an alt-righter or
Well,
something.
I
Well,
think
they're delusional.
not they're
They're
narcissistic.
delusional, yes, but they're not that. They're not delusional in the sense that they know they're malicious. This guy actually thinks he's a good person,
It's
genuinely.
gamer delusional then.
Gamer. He's a deluded
big word.
gamer. So he's what is he? 30-something years old.
34 years old at this point.
I thought he was 35.
Okay, so
Nice.
keep in mind this is a grown adult. This isn't someone like 8-bit who's 2 years ago was a literal teenager. You know what I mean? This is a grown
Well, I am
adult.
a teenager. I'm 18. I am a teenager technically.
Oh,
but,
I'm trying to do my piece here. Anyway, Chris Go Wild is an adult. He likes to think of himself as a moral crusader when he's not. And I want to share a collection of images. I'm going to share my personal Imgur album that I have, and then we'll go into yours.
Ooh, I actually forgot an image. Let me see if I can add it.
So, do I give context into how I met the? Do we
You
just...
can give
Yeah.
context
You
all
should-
you
you should-
want.
You can start
I
on
just
it.
want to go
Okay.
through this first album here to set the
So
stage.
I've met this individual back in, I'd say 2016, 2017.
Hello.
Hello, did you not listen to me?
No.
Bitch,
No.
this is my
No.
fucking show. I want to read this Imgur album first.
She's gonna start.
I want to make sure that the audience knows who we're talking about before we get into the personal antics.
Oh, boy.
So Chris Go Wild here. I have this Imgur album of. This is around, probably late 2017.
Yeah.
This is pretty much around the time where I was out and on hormones and stuff. And people like Crisco just couldn't swallow it. They just couldn't understand how a human being can go from one thing to another, just an impossible thing to understand. So this was a conversation basically where he just had like a big, XXXY chromosome pseudoscience because he's like 35 years old, lives in a fucking single room and hasn't gone outside in like fucking 50 years, so he doesn't know what the world is. So like it's just same tired boomer shit. And one thing that I want to showcase here, and I'll link, of course, all the materials that we talk about. I'll link in the descriptions and stuff. One thing that's super interesting here is at the very end, he says, "I don't think I'm an evil person." So, like, he compares gender identity with, like, pretending you have a speedrun world record, which, by the way, I just want to say, Crisco Wild makes a joke here that you can choose to identify as a Mega Man X 100% world record holder, but no one will take you seriously. Caleb Hart actually did that. He actually identified as the Mega Man X2 world record holder for several years, and people took him seriously. So I just want to say, for reference, yes, you could do that. That is true. But no, like, for real, though, like, this guy compares... Like, it's just like, it's mockery without any sort of scientific basis. He's just, like, parroting shit that he, like, fucking, I don't know, heard his dad say or whatever, or, like, read in, like, fucking 3rd grade. And, so I just wanted to set the stage for the kind of person this guy is. So, now let's get into the more personal attacks. So, Eric, you wanted to talk over me earlier, so now's your chance.
Thanks. So yeah, I've met Crisco back in 2016, 2017.
This 16 first.
Can someone get me a picture of Crisco to put up on the screen?
Hold up. Yeah, I got it.
Again, I don't want to get into personal attacks based on how he looks, anything like that. I want to attack him based on his personality.
I'll get you a flattering image.
I just want to, give context here. That's all.
Stop.
I'm being unironic because, like, I know for a fact if we do anything too bad, he's gonna, like, get my video taken down. So just so you know, we're attacking him for his ideology alone.
I mean, that's all you need, really. Like, that's literally it.
This is the battlefield of ideas.
Like, who cares what they look like? Who cares, like, what their age is?
Of course, that's just
their age is somewhat relevant, but
yeah,
I've read some of that stuff, like, and it's like just like. It makes no sense, and it's kind of founded in kind of like bigotry, and it's like kind of perpetuating like harm, and it's bad.
Oh yeah. But like I was saying, in 2016, I met Crisco. This was going on. This was actually the first ever, as he likes to call it with his shitty relays, the Crisco Wild Invitational Relay or whatever.
There's a CWI.
Yeah. So I went into it. I did X5, and it was just kind of like the whole thing. Pretty much me and Z Hank were two individuals that like joined in like last minute for it. I think even Mopey was in it too.
Yeah, she was in it.
Yeah. But the big thing is I met this guy. And I originally thought, oh, he's not that much of a bad guy. It started, like, switching up really, really bad to just plain stupid conversations like, I shit you not. Who the fuck has a conversation about Tex-Mex food? Like, an actual, like, argument about what is considered Tex-Mex food.
So what?
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about now.
Well, I can explain this faster a bit better. So basically, Crisco was talking about how much he likes Mexican food, and Eric was like, "Do you mean Mexican food or Tex-Mex?" And he's like, "What's the difference?" And Eric was like, "There's a big difference," and he's like, "There is no difference." And basically, this went back and forth for like a good hour, and.
Kind of like Chinese food versus Chinese food.
Yeah. Sure. So basically, the scoop is Crisco wouldn't talk to Eric for 2 days because of that.
Yeah.
So basically, petty garbage is like a really good way to describe it.
It was basically petty like talks, and then afterwards,
Yeah, that's where we first kind of noticed like him acting in a really strange way. He would get really petty over things.
He wouldn't admit he was wrong. He was always on the "I'm always right" foundation, like legitimate, which kept pissing me off a lot.
I think it's just narcissism.
Yeah, and so it just kept growing and growing, and then I think towards the big X1 through X8 relay is where it just started, just increasingly like high volumes.
So I want to provide more context here, and Brooke will be a good
Clean
person.
palette.
Yeah, because you can tell us what you don't understand here. So let me give context for relays. Crisco would organize relay races for certain games, like mostly Mega Man. So like, you get 2 teams, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, and then
Yeah.
I
like
think
someone.
that's a good game for that.
Yeah, so, and most of them were pretty fun, in my opinion. I participated in like 4, I think, of the Mega Man ones. He kept trying to bug me to learn other games for other stuff, and I was like, nah, bitch. But, yeah, so like that's the basic gist. And because he organized them, something really just goes on there. Like he just like overinflated his importance like most of the time. And because of that, I feel like he took offense really easily. And like when you'd say something that kind of like incriminated him in some sort of like technical failure, like he'd get really upset as well. Over the dumbest shit. And then like,
Yeah.
and we have a link here from one of the relays. Is this timestamped and everything?
Yeah. You can. It's like okay. This is like the full thing. Let me see a better timestamp.
Kick your ass.
Okay. Go to like 9:55. That'd be better.
9:55.
9 hours 55 minutes.
Okay, 0 seconds.
0.01 seconds.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so this is Crisco's Kirby relay. Would you like to provide more context here?
Yeah, so basically the deal is this marathon really... So he had beef with me like literally the day before, telling me that I was like ungrateful to him when my computer was broken and I was busting my balls to practice this game for him, and then set up my computer the day of the marathon. And he's calling me an ungrateful piece of shit. Everyone is mad at him. And, at the end of his own relay, like the whole time he's been, I don't want to talk. We need to talk about the games, don't get too off sidetracked. And at the very end, like last hour, he got very, very, very sidetracked. Just got bored with his own marathon, basically. And at the end, Varen came in, one of my good friends, and he said some really mean, sexist stuff to her in some DMs the day before, and she was not happy with him. And he thought that they ended on a bad note when she just ended the conversation. And he wanted to prove that he's not sexist, and his rationale for not being sexist is doubling down with sexism. So,
well, I mean, if he didn't do anything wrong in the first place, then of course continuing that behavior is the optimal solution.
Right, of course.
So I'm gonna go ahead and click play here, and I'll tell you all when it's time.
Baron, just to be clear, are we still friends? Do you still like me? Do you still want to be my friend?
Yes.
All right.
Wow, you really think the fact that I was disappointed in one thing and I thought something was disrespectful was enough to end our friendship?
See, this is like
really
stealing
fucking
bread
ahead.
right now, dude.
Like,
You want me? Do you want me?
You blew up on me hardcore. You blew up on me hardcore. I don't know.
Hardcore.
For reference, the nasally weasel voice, that's Crisco Wild.
I figured.
the "Why aren't you my friend?" that is Crisco Wild. Everyone else is just an annoying thing that needs to be stripped from the audio because it makes it frustrating to listen for. Alright, I'm playing again.
You definitely did.
Crisco, okay, fun fact, Crisco's not going to tell you guys. We talked about this last night, and it was said and done with. There was nothing else to say, and he messaged me this morning and said, for what it's worth, I'm apologizing to you about this. Even though it was said and done, it was over with. He brought it back up to me. This was said and done. There was
Yeah,
nothing
because
else
I
to say.
thought
There was
about
no
it.
animosity.
I
There
thought
was
about
no
it.
problem, Crisco. I talked to you about it because you're my friend. I was bothered.
I gave it some thought, and I didn't want to end it on a bad note. I didn't want to end it on a negative note, so I wanted to tell you I wasn't trying to be a jerk. I wasn't trying to disappoint you. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I was trying to make things okay. I shouldn't be criticized for wanting us to be cool.
But we never weren't cool, Crisco. I
didn't know that! I don't know that!
No, it ended.
Is the
I
part
didn't
where
have
he's
anything else to
screaming?
say. All I said was, okay, Crisco. And
You're a fucking woman! If you say, okay, Crisco, that doesn't mean that we're not cool! If you say,
So yeah,
fine, then that
extremely sexist if you couldn't tell.
Okay, so now you might be thinking to yourself, wait a second, no, he's just being funny. You know, he's not saying, oh, you're a woman, and he's sort of, you know, he doesn't actually hate women or anything. He doesn't actually have any animosity towards women. He doesn't actually treat them any different. But I mean, that's kind of weird. Like in a public event, just kind of like asking someone those kind of questions. I mean, that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think it just does inherently show that he is sexist because, you know, he was trying to prove that he isn't sexist, and his argument for not being sexist is sexism.
His argument was how do I say this? I didn't know because I'm sexist.
So I've got this other album up, and I'm searching for some of the very choice images.
I would
I like how he's been like bottling this up for like 10 hours.
if I could give a suggestion, I would give the woman name called Ilan Erickson, and look at that screenshot and read that out loud.
Which one?
It should say the last game I beat. That should be the sentence.
Oh, that's a good one. The one
Where
she
is
says
that?
the last game I beat was Mario Odyssey. It should be. Hold up. Should be towards.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
it's
my
like
god.
toward the
Okay,
top.
yes, this is it. Okay. The last game I beat, I don't remember. Odyssey, probably? That's interesting. I wouldn't have pegged you as the type to beat a game on your own since you're a girl. But maybe you're a formidable girl. Perhaps you're a step above girl. You could be a fucking woman. That's just weird.
No. So he is literally referencing the clip we just watched, and he thinks it's funny. He doesn't think he's wrong to be sexist in that nature. He thinks it's funny that we made fun of him. He thinks it's a joke, which, I mean, yeah.
So, okay, so the thing is, like, it's funny sometimes in some contexts with friends that obviously understand there's nothing serious behind it. But there's a lot of separate instances of him just making women uncomfortable. Like, for no reason. Like, there was this one with, Minx Cat?
That's Nathan's fiance.
It would be funny if like he said that and he wasn't the original person who said that.
But yes,
He needs to not have a track
Minx
record of
Cat's
saying
coming on Aaron Nathan's stream. Which, by the way, Aaron Nathan, I still don't like you. You're fucking trash. And then, like, Crisco just immediately says, here comes the typical female gold dicking. Dicking. I wish. Digging. She wants all that money. Reminder, Minx Cat doesn't stream to your stream, but she wants those bucks. Like, seriously, like, that's just such an awkward thing to say. You know what I mean? It's just like, there's so many examples here.
Yeah, he's clearly very
If you scroll down near the bottom, there is a post where it says starts to put a ring on it. I think that's an interesting one, considering the context of the post.
Put a ring on it?
towards the bottom, bit far up, but more towards the bottom.
Okay, I'm looking.
Okay. It's between text.
Okay. Put a ring on it. Hurry up before Ghost and/or the Mets get to her. You definitely won't want the Mets to get her. They're gonna make her their new ball girl, if you know what I mean. So what is this in reference to?
He's talking about a 16-year-old girl in this context. So, I mean...
Do you have any more info on that?
I don't remember the specific instance, but I remember being told that it was a 16-year-old. I mean, this is like 2 years old. It's pretty hard to remember the context, but I did make a post when I posted this, when I documented this, that it was a 16-year-old.
Okay.
I think it was someone in his stream actively, and he like thought she was hot or something.
Where's the dog? Whose dog is that?
My doggy.
Alright.
I still don't understand, like, is there like an inside Mets thing here that I'm not getting?
I don't know what that means. I mean, I stopped watching him long after this was...
Who's Ghost?
I think that was some... Oh, I think it's... you scroll down, Ghost Senpai.
I just want to show this,
maybe.
this PMG one. Just, this is a good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Oh my god.
The one with all the arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I made the one with all the arrows. That was good.
So I just want to touch upon, aside from this like sexist thing, as well. There's another thing. There's another screenshot on the same album that has to do with Crisco. So, in the streamy days, which I'm pretty sure you were very aware of this too, Cyber. Points were basically the like way of like gaining money, you know, getting.
Oh yeah, I just won every
up in
single
the
time.
leaderboard. Yeah, and you know, and Cyber always at the number. But for some weird reason, Crisco decided, you know, let's just get a group of people together and we'll stream it exclusively on my channel in order to get money. Now I participated in it once, and I can show the PayPal thing, but out of the time that I streamed, I only gained $13 for one fucking I think it was like
he paid $1 per hour. I think towards the end he raised it to $2 per hour. But I mean, that is insane.
This is a very sketchy system.
So essentially,
why?
what you're saying is he would, because Streamy calculated
he started giving people less hours depending if they pulled less points towards the end.
Right.
But
so
yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, StreamMe calculated its earnings based on how many points you get, and that's based on how many viewers you have and how many chatters you have, and a bunch of algorithms. So essentially, he would bring everyone to his channel to compile all of the points onto one channel to get a higher boost in the rankings. So instead of 4 people getting $20, it would be maybe one person getting $300 is the logic behind it. But in practice, it just basically became him micromanaging a bunch of people all the time to make sure that they were doing work, and strictly analyzing their stream behavior to make sure that it was good enough, and that they were doing effort and all that. And then he just straight up started discriminating against people that weren't pulling as many viewers during certain time slots. And it's just isn't the whole idea to make a group effort? Why are you discriminating against people that aren't getting that many points? That seems counterproductive to the whole method.
I went from a group let's have fun and earn some more money to him I want to earn as much money and I don't really care about who's on my channel.
Yeah. At this point, it also went up to just having they had a group of Spanish people who would also stream onto Chris's channel. This used to be, I believe it was Tara, Z-Hank, what was it, Go Flaco, I think it was his name.
Oh, Gu Flaco.
Yeah, Gu Flaco, and a bunch of SRE boys. And they would all stream with him. It didn't really happen until it was the X1 to X8 races for the relay, is where the SRE boys started to just really hate him.
It seems
You know,
to me
for
like the
shit
more
practices.
people
Yeah.
are around Crisco, the more.
Well, he specifically labeled all the Hispanic Mega Man runners as toxic and wouldn't go near any of them. And a lot of them made their own channel and basically did the same thing as him. And surprise, surprise, did better than him. Like
That's
a month
really
later.
good.
And he was very not happy. There's one if you look here through Ducks. He was very good friends with Ducks, and one of Duck's friends just gave him a bunch of points. Yeah, it's towards the bottom.
Yeah, okay. So Dux is one of his friends. So the way that Stream Me worked for a time was basically you could pay and boost yourself or another person in the contest rating. So essentially Dux was one of Crisco's friends. But he was doing his own streams, and then he had another friend or something that just like boosted him because he was like, "Oh, my friend's streaming here, and they explain the contest or whatever, so I'm just gonna boost my friend." And then Crisco saw that and basically just got triggered,
Oh yeah.
like mega hard.
Yeah, yeah.
There's one
So
thing
he
more
says-
sparkles.
He
in
says
your
he
future.
says sub Jake. He says sub Jake, and Crisco immediately says, "Dux, are you in direct competition with us now? Is that what's going on? You just bopped me." So obviously he didn't like before. He would say, "If you go way up, I had more points than him when I used to stream on Stream Me for a period." And when I was still friends with him, he said, "Oh, I don't have a problem because 8bit's my friend." And then as soon as I started pulling way more than him, and people in my chat didn't like him, then he all of a sudden had a problem. And at some point, he really didn't even care about it's my friend. He's just, I need, to get more money. Like here he says, I don't know if you have the screenshot pulled up, Cyber, but
Which one?
There's a screenshot
it's a
that
Ducks
I want to
one.
bring up
It's
too.
towards the bottom of my album. It's like the third image up.
Yeah,
from the
this
very
one,
bottom.
the Dux one. Yeah, I have it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. So he says, a friend gifted me a boost, a friend, and that boost just happened to bop the rest of us. We've been helping you out all the month. What is that? Where's he been all that time? I don't remember seeing him chat you up. Are you going to keep the Crisco bop? Is there more sparkles in your future? If we're going to compete with me, let you know. You don't want competition with me? Why do I have to be behind you? Because we've got more people to spread money around to.
So not only that,
And I don't even agree with that last sentiment because again, he's paying people $1 per hour. So who do you think is taking the majority of the paycheck every single month? I rest my case.
I
but
don't know.
another thing too. He went after Terra for the same thing too. There's a screenshot here. You don't want to stream here next month. So I see how you are trying to force me to finish the stream since I do not contribute points. I never said you don't contribute points, but your streams are always seem to bring in the least amount of points, how long they tend to be. And then he puts, I guess, that might have happened somewhere. In your last 6 hours, you only have taken 1,000. We can help more. There's more not to say. You're not helping me get points. It means we could be doing better.
So yeah, okay, so again,
Okay.
like Crisco just kind of turned into such a weird micromanaging guy where he would just like, "Oh, you're not earning enough money for me." Oh. And it's just like it's so strange.
Yeah, it went from, hey, we're all friends, right? I want to help y'all make money, and I can make more money too. To, hey, I'm the boss. Y'all need to listen to me so we can get fucking paid, or so I can get paid.
Yeah.
Damn. Good website, by the way.
Yeah, good website.
We'll talk more about Stream Me later. I'm still waiting for the next scoop. I don't know if y'all saw the last thing we did about Stream Me, where like there's like a lawsuit going on. If you don't know about that, I recommend watching that.
Varen linked me some like hour-long podcast about that. I think it was a different one.
A different
Yeah.
one? Someone competing with me for the truth?
It's
Anyway.
a truth contest, if you will.
It's a truth. It's a truth contest. You got to get the most points. You're gonna be left behind.
Can we talk about this If you want some cash, I can come up with a bounty. Bounty number 1, 48 or 05 or better. I love how you compiled that right next to the 31 ShadowZero 48. Like, that's really good.
The bounty.
That's so good.
All the others were Shadows PBs too. I just didn't feel the need to post.
Right?
But
Yeah, no, I get you.
All of them are Eric's PBs.
That's so fucking funny.
$1.
Like, and if you go to the very first screenshot, you can see a very, very fresh scoop. That is from Monday. Like, it with Crisco, it's not just about defaming me and the people we know with because he doesn't like us. It's specifically about fucking over at every possible turn. I literally am in a losers bracket speedrun like tournament for Mega Man X just for fun because I like the people in there. I just want to have fun, right? I'm racing with my boy Laseki. It's a good time. We both suck ass. It's a good time. Whatever. Fuck it. Crisco comes in the chat. Laseki also hates Crisco, and he says, "Good luck, Laseki. I believe in you. Be the best Mega Man you can." Just to fuck me over. And you can see after I kind of tried to shit on him a little bit, but yeah.
We have some personal attacks here.
This is very personal.
Definitely some personal attacks going on. But yes, it's very important though to wrap this in like a more philosophical, general societal point, to understand the motivation behind certain actions and to understand what people are doing and why. And people like Crisco, who are genuinely awful people themselves, will always weaponize your own tactics against you. So that's something to always be aware of, for sure. So, and that also goes to say that, if Crisco were bringing genuine revelations to light, obviously the information is what matters. But, at the same time, there's always a narrative, and when you're bringing out of context statements from 3 years ago to the table, I mean, context matters. Is that a joke? Was that satire? Is that old? Do they think that anymore? There's so many different things you have to understand here. So, I mean, you can very easily go ask Crisco Wild yourself, if he hates women, and then tell us what happens, because that might be fun.
I mean, he doesn't hate women, but women have their own way, as he says.
Oh yeah.
Have you gotten to the blatant transphobia yet, or no?
Oh, we went over that. I don't need to spend any more time on that. He's just garbage. Ask him, reply to this tweet here, the one I was looking at earlier, the one where he's like, "I'm not a fan of discrimination." Just reply to that tweet and say, "Oh, how do you feel about transgender people?" Because it's once you catch him in that, hypocrisy lie, it's then just fun. You know what I mean? Because he's going to squirm out of it. It's "Oh, I'm not discriminating. I'm just saying biological reality." That kind of
discriminating. I'm just saying they don't exist,
Yeah, no, that kind of shit. So you have to understand the kind of person he is, but you also have to understand that he's just weaponizing your own logic, and you have to know, you always have to be looking at these kinds of things with a skeptical eye, in my opinion. Now, do y'all have any more personal attacks here?
How about the one with the Brazilians, dude?
Where's
that? That's
very insecure.
Not too far. Yeah, he really does not like South American speedrunners, if you couldn't tell.
Alright, where are we at?
Where is this?
Which one?
I don't know how far down. Okay, it is pretty towards the bottom. It's one of the bigger screenshots. Right above that, there's another juicy screenshot of some blatant hypocrisy on his part.
Are we talking about the, I'm not sure if I will. There's a lot of explanations.
Yeah.
So I just want to provide some additional context here. There are definitely a lot of really annoying Mega Man X runners from South America, but Crisco Wild goes that extra step and says, "Oh, I don't like a few of them, thus they're all bad." You know what I mean? That extra step being genuine, actual racism, against people based on their origin.
Yeah, he hates George.
And he was good friends with George for a long time, and then he didn't like Louise, and George became good friends with Louise, and so he just automatically hated George. This is something we should definitely touch on. This is a major point in how Crisco goes around in communities, where if a literal 12-year-old mindset, funny enough, coming from me, but of if you are friends with my enemy, then you are genuinely my enemy, which is the most like toxic mindset you could possibly have in almost any scenario.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I could pull up my DMs.
If you go above that, though, so Crisco is notorious. He stopped saying it on stream because they got mad at him, but this may be incorrect, but to my knowledge, I've been told that he has started saying the N-word again on Twitch with an A.
What does that mean?
Slander in that way. But
I guess replacing a vowel.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Whoa! I think we have a breaking scoop. We have a breaking scoop. 8-bit, you're Mega Man X Runner. Twitch.tv/CalebHart42.
What about him?
Breaking scoop.
I sent you that. You didn't read it?
What happened?
He has been... Because he accidentally showed the N-word during his Sekiro event last week, he is temporarily suspended for 4 days.
Whoa!
Well, wait, I'm confused here.
Say that again?
I guess was it a donation or something at the end?
I guess, yeah, it might have been apparently during a Sekiro event last week, suspended for it. I guess he had the VOD up for too long. So, rip.
That is breaking news. We have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to thank Mudjo for sending that to me on Discord. Breaking fucking news. I just gave a shout out to Caleb Hart too for pretending to have a world record for multiple years.
Now he's gonna pretend to have a Twitch channel.
God, I fucking hate Caleb. Jesus Christ, what a fucking bastard.
I don't know if
he's a bastard. He's a bastard.
He's manipulative and he's pretty dumb, but I don't know. I wouldn't
he's
say
a bastard.
Outright. I mean, I think his actions are pretty inexcusable, but yeah. Oh, you wanna get some more into some racism? You can go up in a bit further. The one about Trump.
Oh, right. So that actually happened in my stream. The Trump one.
Yeah.
This was from my stream. I have the video. Someone sent it to me again as like a nostalgia thing. So this was actually my last interaction with Crisco. Was I was doing like a 30-hour stream, and he comes in my stream, and like I'm 20 hours in. You know, I'm kind of tired. But I'm always down to talk about Trump, because why the fuck not? So, something happens, right? And he says something like, "Oh, I like Trump. He's making it work despite everything," or whatever.
He's making it work.
So, and I ask him a simple question. He's making what work? And he dances around it for like 15 fucking minutes or something. And eventually he says, "Oh, I like how he's building the wall. It's making like the country safer." And then like, keep in mind, this was like a year ago. Before he had any of this fucking like wall layout plan, anything that he's did over the past year. This is before literally any possible development in any capacity was even. This was like nothing was happening. Is what I'm trying to say. So I just sent him a link of like, you know, the wall's not literally, it's not happening. I'm not saying it's never happening, but it is currently not happening, and he's not making it work because he's not literally
the wall is not being.
It is literally not fucking happening, and he got mad at me.
Did not pass it.
And he said something along the lines of like, you know, like, "Oh, no link you'll send me will change my mind. You're biased or whatever." And then he left my stream, and that was it. And then like people like asked him about me later, and then he started doing this like misgender thing, like very in your facey, and then that was it. And I was like, okay, sure, like if you want it to be that way, I mean, okay. But just for posterity, by the way, the wall still not happening. A year later, still not fucking happening. So suck my girl dick, bitch.
I never fucking will.
It's not gonna fucking.
I don't give a fuck, dude. It won't
The
fucking.
wall isn't getting raised, but something is.
Fuck. Yeah, no, God, I fucking.
Do you have anything else to say?
Oh, another thing too. So to bring up something, I can actually probably screenshot these.
Screenshot above that one's also good, by the way.
I'm gonna turn my fan on because I'm pretty fucking hot. Like the temperature is like 30 degrees warmer than it was.
This
like
is when
20
we were
minutes ago.
actually, but he just straight up this when it happened to Smitten Kitten's chat when we just all got banned.
What happened? What are we talking about?
But in his DMs he goes, "We're not friends. Don't talk to me again. Del 8bit, Del, Nick, X Skull, Stealing Bread, Blue Imp, and all your boys the same thing." That's your.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, he gave you a going away message? He was not that kind to me. What the
He goes,
fuck?
Whoa!
I asked him, I'd rather know what this whole thing's about. I'd rather know why I'm being crucified for. This really seems like you're telling me to abandon them. You pick your own friends, and you have already. Every time you and I get into an argument, you question real. But y'all sit in his chat and call me a kike and a Jew, and I think that's fine. Those are the people you call friends. And I told him, I don't call you that though. He goes, I don't give a shit. You're one of them.
So, okay, I want to diverge real quick to talk. I want to remember. Do you remember when Crisco and Stealin' Bread had their feud?
Yeah.
And Crisco was trying to fly out to Stealin' Bread's house to kick his ass.
Oh, you're talking about when they won the fight?
Yeah. And it wasn't like a fight over anything actually. It was just like a fight over oh, you said you beat me in a video game and weren't nice about it. That kind of shit.
Imagine you're on the plane, for that reason. You're doing the process.
I'm gonna beat this guy's ass, man.
And I remember at the time,
this ridiculous event.
I remember at the time I offered to host the event. I was like, oh yeah, I'll pay for your plane tickets. I'll make it happen because at the time I had money. I was willing to do it because I think it would have been really funny. But yeah, he's really fond of physical violence, which I mean,
literal mongoloid.
I'm fond of physical violence too sometimes, but over the dumb shit, oh, I'm going to beat you up over a fucking video game? Okay, sure.
Oh boy.
I mean, yeah, of course you can, there's easy justification for physical violence, but not liking someone on the internet that's a pretty good reason, man. I can't understand that logic. It's obscene.
I think a good rule is if you have to fly to have a fight,
Probably
unless you're
not
a
worth
UFC
having the
fighter,
fight, yeah.
don't have the fight.
It's probably not in your best interest. I like this one where he complains about people spending money on bills.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So basically the idea is he wanted people to buy more games so they had more content to stream. And one of his streamers said, "Dude, I have to pay my bills. I'm really slacking on my bills." And he said, "I don't care. Buy games."
Bills are bad.
Rip.
What a fucking jackass, honestly.
It's close wrong.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything else to go on. I mean, I think we've done enough as far as personal attacks go. As far as personally attacking this person.
They seem very self-absorbed and not really willing to
Yeah, I just want to the general theme. The general theme I want to get at with me and my community specifically is I don't condone our actions. I think our actions, even towards him, were reprehensible, and I don't approve of them. Okay, so I agree with that notion that he's going after, but that's not his motivation. Cyber will agree with me on this, that his motivation is not on an actual quote-unquote moral crusade. His motivation is, you fucked me over, quote-unquote, so I'm going to ruin your life now.
Essentially.
What does this person do?
He sits, he streams, he plays video games. He's a
literally
35-year-old man living in New York,
the most power that he's ever had in his whole life was when he was running that stream circle.
Really good.
Basically.
And that's and he's 35, and that's
34.
He had his mom in his chat, dude.
No.
Wait, when did that
Mom,
happen?
I need some points.
Angel of Mine is his mom, dude.
Stop.
That's
This is not real.
That is quite the scoop. I never
That is
knew that.
breaking news. We have some
Yeah,
breaking news.
literally. Okay, so I'm gonna give the scoop here. So literally, week or two later, he texts me. He like sends me a message and tells me, "Well, I'll talk to you in chat." I'm still banned in his chat, so I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I'm still banned. So literally, I shit you not, told me if his mom appears in chat, he has to reban me. Like, what the fuck? Why? Like, what kind of shit is that? He's like, I don't want my mom being involved in this, man. I'm like, your mom doesn't have to be involved.
Wait,
like, it's me.
wait.
That's
This is really
If he was
good.
worried that his mom was involved, why did he expose her to you? That's what.
I don't fucking know. And if you think I'm kidding, I'll read the messages too.
Please do.
Heard you'd be down to talk civil, so we ready or not? I said we could chat in my stream. Yes, of course. Try talking in there now. If my mom is gonna be around, I can't have you move at the time. In chat. Oh, I understand. Yeah, I'm not trying to expose her to all this stuff. She doesn't need that.
Huh. So Move, I want to touch on Move for a little bit. So Move is someone I really, really feel bad for. Because Move is not the brightest guy. You know,
We're talking about Movalandrone?
Movalandrone, yes. So Move is really not the smartest guy, right? So Crisco really liked to manipulate him. I'm not trying to demean Move. I like Move. He's cool, but I mean, he hates me because Crisco hates me. But, you know, whatever. Basically, we tried to show Move how many times he's being manipulated so hard by Crisco. Crisco is a master at manipulating people, if you couldn't have gathered that.
They seem like they try.
Yeah. So Move, like, for example, the classic that everyone used to joke about back on Stream Me was that Move streamed 36 hours and streamed more than Crisco streamed on his own channel, and he was paid $36. So, yeah.
That's really...
You know, Move.
Oh,
I really feel bad for Move. He's a good guy at heart. He just, you know, he got wrapped up with Crisco, and Crisco really fucked him over. Like, I think I don't know if it's still in here, if I put it in here, but he really, really fucked over. Hold up. No, it's on the album. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, if you have more, where could we find more Crisco cringe? Do you want to, like, make a web domain, crisco.cringe?
Nah.
Okay.
Ah, shit.
Cringe.dog.
Yeah. That's me.
Woof.
Woof! Woof! I don't know. Personally, I think I'm all Crisco'd out.
I was really interested.
I wish, you know, that's how I felt after the drama in 2017, but, you know, he just crawled back to me a few days ago.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I feel it.
So do they have, like, what is their fan base like?
There is none?
Okay.
Also, just, you know, because Crisco has them in...
English?
Your mic cut out.
A does not equal R, nor vice versa. And
Yeah. Crisco really liked his use of
like this right here, this
the
screenshot,
N-word.
which I have now archived through one of our groups.
What is
Jeez.
this?
Can you give any context to this?
What is that? I don't know what that means.
We had a discussion, and I guess we flipped this. Oh, this is us being edgy, okay? But we flipped the N word. Yeah.
What?
Huh?
What?
Are you high?
This is not good. This is not a good one, Eric. You're gonna have to abandon
Are you
this
high?
First. You're gonna have to abandon this one, Eric.
What is wrong with you?
Anyway, I'll try to get the point that he's getting at.
No. Like, he literally just, like, couldn't finish his sentence. Like, are you physically okay? Do you need a doctor?
Alright, let me.
How does that make you feel? More context there?
Oh.
I mean,
Yikes. What?
Oh.
How is this? This is pretty self-incriminating.
No.
Anyway, whatever.
No.
Let me get a better point on this topic. So Crisco really loved to say, that we were toxic because we use the N-word, right? And I agree. Okay, I'm not
he
okay
says
with that behavior.
fucking shit more than
But
anyone
that's
I've
all
ever
he does.
known.
I've never heard any other speedrunner say the N-word that is white more than him. Like,
He
ever.
literally says it like every fucking whenever he's saying something to someone.
He removed it. He removed it from his vocabulary when Streamy staff told him to stop. But as I said earlier, I'm pretty sure I saw a screenshot not too long ago from his Twitch stream where he still says the N-word now on Twitch. Which
I know
mean,
he doesn't type it that much, but I know he says it all the time.
Really? He says it. Wow. Reminder, look at the group chat.
Yeah, oh, no,
yeah, you like that image?
That's still a good image, dude.
This is gonna be in the
It's like
thumbnail,
someone-
by the way. This in the thumbnail for this video. I'm gonna have that blown up.
Hold up. I made a good meme of him if I can find. Oh, hold up. Nugo Cotton Eye Joe.
What?
Shit, hold up. I'm trying to find a good image. Oh, well, this is a good one.
That's a classic.
That looks like two different people.
This is a
It looks
classic.
like he's significantly more bald than the previous picture.
That is a very good image.
Jeez.
Where did it go? I can't find the good image I'm looking for.
What, the hair?
No. Special image I made. I'm very proud of it. Oh, I know where it is. Hold up. Here we go. I really wanted to make this a sub emote or whatever, but I couldn't. Oh, that's a Pete. God damn it. Hold up.
What is wrong with you?
Hold up. There we go. PNG.
Oh my god.
There's an image of him like looking like he's half asleep, so I just put him on the moon. I thought it was a pretty good image.
On the moon.
Anyway, I think with this image we can safely conclude our segment here. Our segment filled with personal attacks, hatred of all kinds, just being thrown around, all these words, just everywhere.
From my point of view, it definitely does seem like you've been like slighted. Being around him seems like it's a mental chore.
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
not knowing any of this stuff beforehand, how do you feel about Crisco?
Gotta stay away. Far away.
Far away?
Oh,
I don't want to end up in some sort of like streaming slave ring.
Oh my god.
I mean, you basically are right now, to be honest.
What the?
Yeah, you're not getting paid for this.
Wait a second.
At least Crisco was given an hour per,
Where's my dollar, bitch?
Yeah, where's your
No
dollar?
dollars for you, motherfucker. Alright, so, thank you, 8-Bit. Thank you, 8-Bit's friend.
god damn.
Yeah.
Right, fuck. Shit, I'll jump through the fucking window. This is what you want. There.
Thank
Well,
you,
you're gonna jump
ShadowZero. ShadowZero81.
Thank you.
Not 81.
No longer 81?
No longer 81.
No longer formerly
Unless you-
ShadowZero, formerly known as ShadowZero81.
What if you
Also
what if
known
you
as
get
Shadow
ShadowZero?
Also known as Shadow Killer. I am also known as 8butt.
Shadow Killer.
That's
Alright.
a really good name.
What, Shadow Killer?
Yeah,
he kills in the shadows.
That's like a genuinely good name to the point where like you should just change your name to Shadow Killer because that's way cooler.
Someone already has the name Shadow Killer on Twitch.
No,
So.
that's a shame.
I have the good
Shadow
ones,
Killer
dude.
1.
Shadow Killer 81.
Shadow Killer 81.
I'm pretty sure I actually have an ult. That
What?
is that.
What?
You do have an alt?
that has that.
Am I exposing your alt?
Exposed. You're gonna get banned for ban evasion now.
What, for having a Twitch ult?
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Imagine having a Twitch alt. The absolute madman.
Whoa, motherfucker. You have 8bitisgr8. Don't fucking come
That's
at me.
the best alt on earth.
8bitisgr8 is pretty good, I'm gonna be honest.
It's a good alt. You can't critique it.
I mean, you can, but you won't be successful.
And then we
That's
had
what I'm
the other
saying.
one.
All my other alts got purged in the great Twitch password reset of 2016.
You don't use the same one.
Was that 2016?
No, because no, it's 2016. Yeah. Well, basically, like there is this weird thing where you could make like you have to have an email like tied to every account on Twitch.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like you could make accounts on the mobile app, and it didn't require you to tie them to an email account. So that's what I would always do. And you know, when the password reset happened, then all those accounts are just gone because I had no email.
No email. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm not going to incriminate myself here, but perhaps you could just type an email and not verify it.
Is this like, are we transferring ourselves into a hacker podcast?
And then,
What
like,
is this?
Later on, you
I
can.
mean, you can't do any of these things anymore, so it's completely irrelevant. But
Holy shit.
I mean, I wouldn't know. So.
Hacking with Brooke, episode 1.
What the? I'm not
Holy
hacking.
fuck.
hackers, cheaters, splicers.
Speaking of splicing, we are going to go ahead and splice this podcast, and the following segments will not be right now. So, bye-bye. Alrighty.
Hey.
So, America's grandpa, the lovely old man, Santa Claus, no, I mean Bernie Sanders, is leading in the latest national poll. This came out April 16th. It's currently 4:20 Friday on Saturday. So this is a few days old. And so this is big news because this is like the first like big poll, I guess. Because polls are usually kind of delayed in the way polling works. And so this is like kind of the latest one after a lot of the Joe Biden like creeper shit, you know, is kind of like now over. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And it's also Bernie has been like literally being epic as fuck for the past week or so. And I wanted to talk about him. He made a little podcast here where he does a little personal stories. And it's pretty good. I would recommend watching this. It's only like 30 minutes, so and I hope they do more. But that's pretty cool. And I would definitely recommend watching his Fox News town hall. That shit was fucking amazing. I was gonna originally get clips from it, but then I decided not to because like I don't want to go too in depth on Bernie here because everyone already knows I love Bernie, and I'd rather talk about some other stuff.
Hey, Bernard.
But the Fox News town hall is amazing. So like all this kind of stuff is kind of like, you know, his momentum and his like actual policies are just going far, 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 like reaching. And he's like actually just going across the country in a really cool way. Like you see most 2020 hopefuls going to like Iowa and New Hampshire. Like New Hampshire's okay, Iowa's okay, but like who cares? Like sure they're the first few states in the primary, but it makes them look robotic. Whereas, like, Bernie's been going to Michigan, he's been going to Wisconsin, he's been going to South Carolina, he's been going all over the place.
Right, he goes to small towns, too.
Yeah, he literally will go everywhere and talk about Medicare for all, talk about, you know, the fair share, talk about how big corporations and billionaires and millionaires, yes, millionaires shouldn't be stealing all of our money. Like, it's that simple. And, I'm really, really, really hoping that things continue going in this direction. The first debate is scheduled for June, so we will definitely be covering that. I'm not sure. Are we going to do that live?
If we can, then it might be good.
Okay. We might do that live. But yeah. So.
What time in June?
Late June.
Late June. Gotcha.
But yeah, field's looking pretty good, and that's all I have to say about Bernard. But speaking of 2020 hopefuls, this is a really funny story. College student asks Beto O'Rourke, "Are you here to see Beto?" after bumping into him in a bathroom at Rally. That's fucking hilarious.
That's
Note, by
really
the way,
good.
the Iowa in the background. That's fucking hilarious. Like, imagine being literally who that, like, the person showing up for the Beto rally doesn't even know who you are. Like, that is just hilarious. I fucking love that kind of shit. And then Mr. O'Rourke looked up and smiled and replied, "Well, that's me."
That's me.
Oh my god. That's really fucking funny.
How do you feel about Beto going to the washroom and like just like saying hi? Just like, hey, what's up?
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, huh?
But yeah. Beto's annoying. I don't want to spend any more time on Beto. I just wanted that quick little big Beto.
I
Beto
did
Daddy?
see they did talk a little about LGBT rights. That's
Beto?
okay. Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
This was pretty recent.
not bad. Do you have a link? You should have told me that earlier. There's a breaking scoop. This is live coming out of the Speed Dogs Reporter Studios. This is a breaking scoop, ladies and gentlemen. Beto O'Rourke says something good for once. Breaking news.
Backs LGBT rights at Northern Virginia Town Hall,
Send me a link.
April 17th.
Breaking Beto. Oops, I gotta. Alright, breaking Beto. What's Beto up to? What the fuck? Okay. Democratic presidential candidate, blah blah blah.
Lots of text here.
Whoa! Inadvertently used a curse word to describe an anti-transgender law. Inadvertently using curse words. Hey now.
Oof.
I mean, that's good, but like, he's a Democrat, so I mean, it should just be, you know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Breaking scoop. Very breaking.
Mm-hmm. Beto's lame.
Oh my god. He's a Democrat, he's lame.
He's lame. Alright, speaking of people that are lame, we should do Bill Weld first. And then...
But he's not lame, so we can't...
But he is lame, though. He is lame.
Yeah, sure, but... He's also really epic, so...
That is true. Alright, let's just talk about the trans ban first, then. Speaking of people that are lame, we have Trump here. And
Trump is very lame.
This is about a week ago. The transgender military ban went into effect, and you know, you might not know this, but I'm a tran, and so it feels weird to be banned from the military. I mean, personally, I'm not a huge fan of the military, but one of the things that's interesting about this that I've researched and I've had people in the military that I know tell me, like corroborate, is that there is a lot of non-combat roles in the Defense Department, and significant majority of like trans people in the military fulfill those non-combat roles. And because, you know, you don't need combat, so a lot of people who want to say like, you know, oh, you know, blah blah blah, look at this, look at that, non-combat role, like, you know, like there are so many options for so many people, men and women and everyone in between in the Department of Defense, that just banning trans women blanketly is just, it is obnoxious. So like it's weird because like one of the things about the Department of Defense is it's relatively like assuming you can meet all the qualifications, like you like formally wouldn't necessarily be discriminated against because it is the government, so there is more kind of like, you know, fairness as per compared to like a local diner who just thinks you're ugly and won't hire you, you know, like that kind
A
of
local
stuff.
militia.
So it's really sad because it ruins a lot of employment opportunities, and employment opportunities for transgender people are like already so limited as it is.
Right. Isn't the military one of the easier things to get into?
Yeah, get into. Exactly. So like it's just one, and like also if you like read the articles and stuff, it like the people don't want to do this, like, and it's going to cost a lot of money to like try to identify the transes. So it literally is just a money pit dumping for just the sake of hurting people and the sake of promoting fascism, because like trans people aren't popular, you know, like still a significant amount of people in the country would like literally kill us on sight if they could get away with it. So like it's just exploiting those kinds of fears. And it's also like, you know, Muslims are also getting attacked, like Ilhan Omar being constantly attacked. So it's like, you know, like that kind of stuff, the overt like racism, like, and even then people aren't defending her, like, you know, like Nancy Pelosi and stuff. So it's like when are like Democrats and like more people going to talk about this stuff? Like no one, I've seen a lot of people talk about the trans military ban, but no one actually talking about it in the sense of like actually caring about trans people.
Right.
Like people just have
the biggest fault of liberals is that they just never stand up for like anything like this.
Yeah, they always just debate the cost and the efficiency. It's like, oh, but it costs more for Viagra, and like, yeah, I mean that's a funny meme, but it's like these people don't care about the costs. It's worth the money to, like, if just one trans person is depressed over this, it's worth it. If just one trans person kills themselves, it's worth it. That's worth the millions of dollars. That's all these people care about. And that's what you have to understand. And it's not just trans people, it's Muslims, it's you know, Jewish people, it's anyone who's not white, you know, pretty much for the most part is you know, just in a line of succession.
Damn.
So how does it feel being Canadian right now? You feeling pretty good about that?
It's not feeling so good right now.
Why? Well, at least you're not banned from the military.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll see.
Recent conservative government here, so not looking so good for me.
Yeah, we'll probably be talking about that one later.
Yeah, I'm planning on looking into it a bit more, get some more scoops, and then talking a bit more about how it's going in Canada land.
God, I love scoops.
Now scooping.
Now scooping. This is pretty cool. I just saw this article. I'm gonna share this with you.
Is this now scooping? Like
this is now scooping. I saw this on the Hill
right now.
This looks pretty cool. It's a live scoop.
Yes.
Ben & Jerry's commemorates 420 with criminal justice reform campaign. Free ice cream.
This is very good timing.
Legalization without justice is half-baked. That's one of their flavors. Really fucking good, by the way. So let me read this. 420, a popular day in cannabis culture. Okay.
When is it going to be a national holiday?
That's a good question. Nearly 22,000 signatures.
This is really good.
Mm-hmm. If you love pot and you're white, everything is totally awesome. Yo, exactly. I love being able to just literally do fucking weed in front of cops and they just don't do anything because I'm white. It's hilarious. Meanwhile, I've seen like the same sort of police officers like literally like swarm people for trying to light up in public.
Just lighting up, you know, just hanging out, just having a good time, and then what the heck? What on earth?
Donate 4.2% of all sales. Should be 42.0% TBH.
Honestly.
See, when it says free ice cream in the title, I was like, oh shit. Like,
I'm going to the 7.
I'm going to the 7. I'm getting some free ice cream. But no, it's just we're a shitty dispensary in California.
Oh
But I mean, that's
God.
cool. I like Ben and Jerry's. I like there's a difference between corporations virtue signaling and corporations just like being good. Like, and I think Ben and Jerry's, for the most part, I have not seen anything so negative about them at all, really. And I haven't really looked into it too much, but I see both Ben and Jerry, you know, like talk about things like criminal justice reform, talk about like racism, talk about inequality, talk about like raising taxes. I mean, like at that point, it feels more like you're just using your bully pulpit as a CEO or whatever for like actually progressive ideals. So I like this kind of stuff. It's not like, you know, when Amazon talks about like, oh, well, you know, we'll hire a gay person, you know, like maybe. Like it's not like
really
that.
Good
you know,
Jordan Peterson impression.
I was supposed to be Jeff Bezos, but I mean,
Oh
you know, they're all the same.
They all sound like Kermit the Frog.
Oh my god. Speaking of sounding like Kermit the Frog, this person does not sound like Kermit the Frog in any capacity.
Yes.
This is Bill Weld. We covered Bill Weld when he announced his exploratory committee, and I didn't see anyone else talk about Bill Weld, and I still feel bad for Bill Weld, because this is an epic fucking scoop. Like, I really, really, really want to see a debate stage with Bill fucking Weld, like, against Trump. You know what I mean? And it's also really epic because Bill Weld is at least putting his money where his mouth is. He's not like John Kasich, you know, that like spent the last 2 years, oh, you know, maybe I'll run against him. Maybe, you know.
He's just going in.
Maybe I might do it. He's not like Mitt Romney who's like, oh, you know, like someone should run against him, you know, like what? He's actually fucking doing it. So even though he's got no fucking chance, I'm sorry, Bill Weld, like, you've got no chance, buddy. This headline, I'm sorry, you got nothing. It's not gonna happen.
How possible is it for like a debate between him and Trump?
I don't know. That's what I want to see, though.
Because like I want to see it because I feel like Trump could get like pretty upset just because like
just for the sheer fact of it happening.
He has to do.
Like that's like I don't know.
But the polling, I mean, it doesn't seem so good for Bill. But I mean, if it goes up and up, I mean, who knows? Yeah, it says. What does it say? I don't know. I recall seeing a 15% number on a poll.
Yeah, when he was still doing the exploratory committee. He pulled it like around 15% at some places in the Northeast.
Northeast. Oof. Okay, well.
Yeah, I mean, like, Bill Weld's, like, you know, not a great person or anything. Like, he's a GOPer.
What are you singing?
He was the 2016 Libertarian vice presidential candidate, so keep that in mind. This guy's not that great, but I like how he's principled, and, like, he's been anti-Trump, like, since Trump was just floated as a nominee, and he's, like, you know, sticking it to him. So, I mean, you gotta at least give him props for that. And I want to pay attention to Bill Weld, and I want to promote Bill Weld just so that, like, we can get more people to do so, and so that we can just annoy Republicans and annoy Trump. Because that's all this is going to be, is just an annoyance, you know? And that's what I'm excited for. I want to see Bill Weld get as far as possible. Because, I mean, Bill Weld versus Bernie is, you know, night and day. Get the fuck out of here, buddy. And, like, what is it? Yeah, he has this,
Can you even imagine that? Bernie versus Weld?
I would love that.
I don't think Mr. Trump is an economic conservative.
I want to find... Where is that trailer? His announcement trailer?
It's in the dogs. It's the Vimeo link.
Yeah, okay, I got it. So this is his announcement trailer. It's on Vimeo, by the way. Vimeo. Like
4 comments are on here.
That's good. All right, so let's press play.
Massachusetts, 1990.
1990.
A state near
bringing it back here. He's talking about his past and how epic he is.
They called it tax
sticking it to the man.
One-party rule. No
This is a good trailer.
For 20 years.
It's actually, I mean, it's not a bad trailer.
A crime fighter appointed U.S. attorney by
Ronald Reagan.
Bill Weld ran on his record.
Top Boston City
This is
officials
so good.
retire. They claim accidents. U.S. Attorney Bill Weld investigates. The claims, fraudulent. Weld prosecutes. Gets fraud conviction. Jail. Millions saved in taxes. Now Bill Weld runs for governor.
He's running.
His platform, what it's always been. Guts. Integrity. Independence.
They said it couldn't be done. No Republican could win. Bill Weld beat the odds. Historic victory. Bill Weld cut taxes.
Do you love these little clips?
This is so good, honestly.
Reformed welfare.
I'm not happy to be
It's making me like Bill Weld, I'm gonna be honest. I'm about to edit that other part out.
Now I'm actually out there contributing, doing something to earn my benefits. I support all the way what Governor Weld's trying to do. Now that I'm
I like being
I feel like I'm somebody. I feel like I can contribute out there.
Out there. That's a
Bill Weld
classic
made Massachusetts
northeastern
safer.
accent there.
And every day, he cared.
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Katie's father and I lived together for 14
So
years.
good. I love how they're just playing the old ads. Like, when your 2020 announcement trailer is you playing your fucking governor ads from 1990, I mean, that is so epic. Bill Weld is honestly epic as fuck.
No other
Holy
administration
shit.
has ever done for the children of this Commonwealth what the Weld
Amazing.
administration has done.
He transformed the state. Won re-election with the largest margin ever in Massachusetts. Bill Weld made history. Today we need Bill Weld.
They're just gonna skip over
more than ever,
2016?
because America deserves better.
Remember that time I ran as a libertarian and got made fun of? And lost? And got like 3%?
I don't know what I said.
Oh my god.
And Mexico will pay for the wall.
Uh-oh. The music is so good here. Holy shit.
Using to describe President Trump's remarks with the Russian leader Vladimir Putin today.
I moved on her like a but I couldn't get there. And she was married. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Whatever you want. Grab them by the Hello, how are you? Knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously.
You know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes. Blood coming out of her wherever.
You also have people that were very fine people on both sides.
I love WikiLeaks.
I know nothing about WikiLeaks.
I love that one. I love that one. This is so good.
2019.
This is really good, isn't it?
America starts here.
Do you like the Weld's a pro user?
President. Join us.
This is amazing.
And I approve this message.
And I approve this message. Wow, okay, never mind. Everything I said before is null. Bill Weld 2020. Fuck that shit. Sorry, Bernie, you're too old?
Oh my god.
Oh, Bill fucking Weld. That was really good though, I'm gonna be honest. Like,
some good callbacks too. What is that like ending? I approve this message thing. Like I haven't heard that in forever.
I know, it's so good. God, that's really funny. But yeah, speaking of things that are really funny, so I haven't gone through the Mueller report entirely yet. There's been a lot of other stuff that's been occupying my time, but this came out on what was it? Thursday night?
Something like that.
I think, yeah. Oh my god, this is terrible. This is the end of my presidency. I'm fucked. That is like such a perfect quote. And like, I am no Russia conspiracy person. But like the weird thing that Trump has been doing, where he just like let's just look at Trump's fucking Twitter here.
Get the new tweet.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the Mueller report, I really want to go through this more. 448 pages. Ugh. But yeah, that shit's fucking good. And this video has no sound.
No sound.
But it's like, he's literally pretending like there's no collusion. Like, the thing that people don't understand here is like, is there collusion in the sense that we have recorded evidence that they're working in tandem to like support Putin's like ulterior motives? No. But we have collusion in the sense that he was trying to fucking get a hotel deal in Russia, and was talking to Putin to try to make it happen. That we know that. Now, if that's not like you can't like prosecute him on that. Like the thing is, like collusion, like the definition, like that, like conspiracy and stuff, is such a high bar, which is my problem with the Mueller report as it is. Like they shouldn't have focused on that. They should have focused on the emoluments clauses, and all that kind of stuff. Those are the more important things where you have him like on it. But like he's still just going on and on. You know, I didn't do anything. I never did anything wrong.
It exonerates him if you read it.
Totally exonerated. No collusion. No obstruction. It's ridiculous. The fake news media. Fake news.
Yeah, that's right. You spit that out.
Yeah, I don't want to get too ice in here.
Oh no, is that ice in your mouth right now?
Mm-hmm. I got 2 on accident.
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
What?
Attention, we have an ice eater on the video.
Anyway. Alright, yeah, one last thing I wanted to talk about. And, Gillette's at it again, ladies and gentlemen.
Gillette, they just know. They know.
So, what do you think of when you see a picture of a fat person?
She's not fat. She's overweight.
Wow, that's amazing. She's cute. B, that's cool. C, I literally want to murder her and everyone like her, and I want to murder everyone who thinks that that's okay. Or D, I don't care. Because if your answer was C, then you would be like everyone else on Twitter.
No, it wasn't C. It was D and C.
Right, because simultaneously somehow you can do both. Honestly, the reaction to this kind of stuff is ridiculous. Like, literally, if you actually think that you can solve obesity with this...
Calories in, calories out, that's how easy it is.
Like, if you think that that's how easy it is, then you are a dumb motherfucker. Like, you can, like, give people motivation, but, like, openly shaming people by, like, thousands upon thousands of, like, random hate mail from people that you don't know, that isn't going to change someone. And the thing is, like, I don't understand how right-wingers are just so fucking stupid. How do you not understand what fat acceptance is about? Fat acceptance isn't, like, promoting unhealthy obesity. That's not what fat acceptance is about. Like, fat acceptance is about everyone, regardless of how they look, should be able to feel good about themselves in society.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you shouldn't have to go outside and constantly be looked at, constantly be laughed at, constantly be mocked. That's just not how life should be. And if you think that that makes people, like, actually change, like, sure, it could make some people change. But, like, you can also make those very same people change with other things because they actually have a lot of motivation and other things. One of the things with obesity that no right-winger will ever understand is that it's more of, like, a mental health issue than a physical issue. You know what I mean? Like, it's more of, like, it's usually connected to depression. Like other eating disorders. Eating disorders as a whole are usually connected to things like depression and anxiety. And, like, you don't treat depression and anxiety by constantly attacking people and saying that, like, they should be mocked whenever they leave the house. You know what I mean? That's not how you treat depression and anxiety. You treat depression and anxiety by, like, you know...
ignoring them and pretending they don't exist.
I mean, honestly, that's better than this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like... like, that is what you should do, is just treat them like everyone else, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just that simple. Like, and also newsflash, Gillette's a razor company, and fat people have a lot of area to cover. Just saying, like, hello?
You're funny.